Chapter 20. The Weight of Names. Dr. Alexander Trismegistus Greaves let out a sharp, bitter laugh, the sound bouncing off the walls of his dimly lit study. The news clip had just ended, and the last image of Dr. Leland Margrave's smug face lingered on his screen like a stain. "Christ almighty," Greaves muttered, rubbing his temple with the tips of his fingers. Of all the people who could have gotten airtime about the Bahama anomaly, it had to be Leland. Dr. Leland Margrave, self-proclaimed foremost expert in underwater geological formations, a man whose own reflection was likely his favorite conversational partner. Leland had been a hack since grad school, and nothing had changed except the titles he adorned himself with like a peacock preening in the mirror. Greaves leaned back in his chair, fingers steepled beneath his chin. A self-absorbed douchebag, convinced of his own superiority. It wasn't just his arrogance. Arrogance could be tolerated, even appreciated in the right measure. No, Leland's true sin was worse. His absolute, unshakable belief that he was always the smartest man in the room, even when he wasn't. Especially when he wasn't. Greaves could still remember their last debate at the symposium in Prague. Leland, eyes gleaming with that insufferable self-satisfaction, dismissing his theories about antediluvian knowledge as romantic nonsense. The words had been uttered with such smug finality, as if the very suggestion of hidden truths was beneath the realm of serious academia. "You all act like it's impossible," Greaves had snapped at the time. "Like civilization can only march forward in a single line, as if entire epochs can't be wiped clean, rewritten, lost." Leland had simply chuckled, that infuriating little chuckle, and turned to the audience with an exaggerated shrug, as if to say, "You see what I have to deal with?" Greaves exhaled sharply, snapping himself out of the memory. That was years ago. Ancient history. He shouldn't let Leland get under his skin. But damn if it wasn't satisfying to picture the man's bloated ego deflating like a punctured balloon. His eyes flicked to the monitor again, where Leland's segment was being replayed, the no-way-approved explanation rolling out in polished, empty words. Erosion. Natural formation. Nothing unusual, Greaves snorted, reaching for his glass of whiskey. Sure, and the pyramids were just fancy burial mounds. Still, it was expected. Of course, they were dismissing it. That was the playbook. Keep everything tidy, explainable, filed away in the realm of the mundane. And yet, something about this felt different. He took a slow sip, staring at his inbox, his mind drifting to the email he had sent Miranda. Had he been too reckless? Signing his full name, including Trismegistus, had been a gamble, a calculated one. Would she catch it? Would she make the connection? Or would she dismiss it, just as she dismissed so much else? Greaves tapped a finger against his desk, considering. Miranda was sharp, razor sharp, but she had a tendency to attack a mystery like a dog with a bone, gnawing at the edges without ever truly tasting the marrow. She had a brilliant mind, but it was still caged, bound by the need to disprove, to deconstruct, to label and box away the unknown. If she could just open it. If she could let herself see beyond the strict lines she had drawn around reality, she might just become an ally worth having, or a liability. That part remained to be seen. Either way, he'd leave it be for now. Let the pieces fall where they may. It had been a while since something in his field felt like it mattered. And, if he was being honest, this year was shaping up to be the most interesting one he'd had in decades.